Hello, recorders and Marvel fans. Welcome back to my channel. I'm your host, Steven. Well, happy Disney Plus Day. Now, I know that Disney announced a whole lot of projects, but I just want to focus on the Marvel side of this. One of the first things we got was the teaser for the Moon Knight series starring Oscar Isaac, which after looking at this, wow, this looks very interesting. And one of the things I liked throughout this teaser was the voices. Like, one of the characteristics of this character is that he has multiple personalities, which I'm really looking forward to seeing how Oscar is going to pull that off. Like, that's one of the interesting things about him that makes him different from Batman. Moving on to the next series is the teaser we had for Miss Marvel, which the show actually got pushed back to the summer of 2022. And I know that a lot of people will not find this show to be thrilling because it's a 14-year-old girl who idolizes Captain Marvel. And I know, but from looking at this teaser, I would say it looks pretty fun. And one of the changes is that they're gonna give her cosmic powers, which in the comics, that all she has is stretching powers, shape-shifting powers, which not a lot of people find those powers to be thrilling or all that fun. From looking at this teaser, this looks like a nice, fun, innocent show. Like, I don't expect every MCU thing to be all dark and serious. Like, let's have a little fun. Moving on to the third teaser, and this one's actually like really the most captivating to me, is the She-Hulk series. Like, this one, like, well, we get to see the title character and we see her as what she's gonna look like as She-Hulk and how she's all green and in that outfit. Like, this looks really like captivating. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I really am looking forward to seeing more of this. And I know that original Hulk star Lou Ferrigno, he's been very vocal about how the Hulk's been depicted over the last few years, and how he says like whatever the MCU has done does not top what he and the late Bill Bixby did in the 70s Hulk series. And he thinks one of the best things to, keep the Hulk like captivating to the audience is to, like, show him as a monster, like not as this likable character, just a monster that we, like feel empathy for. The teaser does feature Mark Ruffalo as Hulk, like smart Hulk. Like, here's the thing, after the end of Shang-Chi, we see him as Human Banner, which, because it was a hologram, maybe he was just projecting a human of him instead of as the Hulk. Which, hopefully that series like does answer those questions, and I'm like really looking forward to what they're gonna do in the series, especially how She-Hulk, she has the power to do fourth wall breaking like Deadpool. And one of the nice nods I liked in this teaser was the nod to the original Hulk series, where she says, "You don't make me angry. You will not like me angry." Like, I really like that little homage, and I especially did like how in the Incredible Hulk movie they did, tributes to the original Hulk series, which I like those. We only got 3 teasers of the show. The rest were just photos and announcements. That is all. Like, one of the most ones I wasn't expecting, but actually got leaked yesterday, was for the X-Men, the animated series Revolver. Like, I've been hearing about that. The original head writer of that series has been wanting to bring back the show, and he's had talks with Disney. Well, it's officially confirmed, and this series will be called X-Men 97, which I like that very much, and especially how the original cast is going to be brought back in. But there are a few exceptions, like Norm Spencer, who was Cyclops, who sadly passed away last year, and as well as the actor for Magneto, who also passed away, but he has long since been retired for acting. But they'll probably find new voice actors to match those characters. And because of this, like, a lot of fans are speculating that is it possible for the Spider-Man the animated series to get a Revolver? Like, I myself would very much like to see a continuation of that series, especially how I remember as a kid seeing the last episode without me realizing it was the last episode, that, is Parker gonna reunite with MJ? Like, I would keep, tuning on the TV to see when's that episode, where's that episode? But as I got older and went on the internet to look at the episode list, that's how the series ends, and then learning that there were supposed to be more episodes, but the show got canceled. And damn, like, I've a long time wanted to see Parker reuniting with MJ, and I'm really hoping that could happen in some form. Like, it doesn't have to be like a full series, like it could just be like a mini series or a TV movie where, Parker finally reunites with MJ. That's what the fans want. But if they do a continuation of that series, fans are going to point out that, why can't you guys do that for the Spectacular Spider-Man? Moving on the list is that What If Season 2 is officially confirmed, which we already knew that, but for this one, I'm hoping that not every episode is like all about, Stark dying, or what if the Avengers were dead. Like, so many of those episodes were just die, like, do something like different, more fun and interesting. Next on the list, well, this one's actually pretty surprising that we're getting another Spider-Man animated series, but this one is connected to the MCU, and this one will feature Parker before he was Spider-Man, like his freshman year of high school, which this will be very interesting. Like, I know that we all know the Spider-Man, origin, like how he gets his powers, but for the MCU version, I'm just very curious to, like, how he got bitten by the spider, or did he really get bitten by a spider? Like, I know that some of the powers have been, like, I know that originally we thought that Scarlet Witch, she got her powers from the Infinity Stone, but that's not true. All that the Infinity Stone was, awaken her dormant, which I'm very curious, like, did Parker really get bitten by a spider, or is it something Infinity Stone related, which it's not likely, but I mean, come on, they can't like mess up the Spider-Man mythos anymore as they have done. I know that the fans are not that thrilled that Uncle Ben is absent from Parker's life, like he's the whole motivation for him to be Spider-Man, and maybe the series will finally address his absence. Like, the closest that we got to is in What If, the zombie episode where Parker finally mentions Uncle Ben. Although I'm interested in this series, I know that a lot of the fans just really want the spectacular Spider-Man to come back. Next on the list is Echo. This character is actually associated with Daredevil, but this character will be appearing in the Hawkeye series, and people assume this is Marvel's plan to reintroduce the Daredevil characters again for the MCU, which those shows are non-canon, remember that. Next on the list is Ironheart, which, well, this character will be appearing in the Black Panther Wakanda Forever series, but I know this, like, we don't really need another Iron Man type character in the MCU. Like, I have not read the comics, or I'm not, say, super familiar with this character. Like, all I know is that she's a young African-American woman, and very curious to how she's gonna tie in with Tony Stark, which, sure, I would like to see out of curiosity, but that doesn't mean the series is like all that interesting. Moving on to the next series is Agatha, House of Harkness. Well, this one was in development for a while, and well, now it's officially confirmed, and some of the fans are skeptical that Agatha doesn't need her own series, but for me, I do want to see an expansion of the supernatural side of the MCU. Like, I really like magic and the way it's used in this universe, and I really would like to see more of it, and well, we have to wait and see what more becomes of it. Moving on to the next announcement, well, we're getting another animated series. This one is Marvel Zombies, which, I mean, I did like the What If episode of the Zombies, and this one won't be a continuation of this series as of now, which I kind of hope it isn't, and they go through a different animation style, and this is going to be very interesting to watch. And finally on this list, Secret Invasions, which we get a first look of Samuel L. Jackson x Nick Fury, and he looks a more older, like, battled scar from this photo, like, you know, with the beard, and he doesn't have his eye patch, and this is going to be very interesting to watch. And I know that Amelia Clark has talked about this series, how she can't talk about it because she's scared as shit to even just mention anything. Like, is she playing a Skrull, or what's her character, or what's gonna happen? Well, everyone's got to keep their mouth shut for a while, and I'm really looking forward to what's gonna become of this series, especially, like, who knows how long Samuel L. Jackson is going to be in the MCU. I'm not saying that, ooh, he's going to retire from acting anytime soon, but I'm just very curious to how long he's going. Like, I feel like he's willing to go the long way. On a final note, I'm very excited for these announcements, but it just goes to show this is all for streaming, and, like, I know that not all of these could be made into movies, but after, like, watching the first few MCU shows, you know, WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, there's just some characters that need better expansion and, like, better character development in their own series than what you would get in the movies. Like, I admit, after watching Shang-Chi, I sort of felt like that character, like, needed his own, like, you know, mini series to, like, so we could see what, you know, more of his world and where he came from instead of relying so much on all these flashbacks. But well, we have to wait and see how these turn out. Like, I do want them to be more like original series instead of doing like prequels, you know, spin-offs. Like, do something like what's really gonna be the future, like phase 5 of the MCU. Well, we just have to wait and see. Well, thank you for tuning in, recorders. Please hit that subscribe button, comment down below, give me a like, and remember, I'm on Cameo if you like a special shout out from me. Catch you next time.